Even just thinking about going to any kind of prison is scary. This should be enough to keep you from breaking the law again. Think about being locked up in a cell where you couldn't move around much. There won't be any family or friends, and there won't be any freedom or hope for the future. But there's more to it than that. And the pain doesn't end there. There are prisons in the world that will make you regret all the bad choices you have ever made. If you think prisons in movies are sad, wait until you hear about the worst prisons in the world. You might try your hardest to do good things so you don't end up in any of these places. Number 1. Venezuela. La Sabaneta Prison. The prison in Venezuela is one of the worst in the world. It is also one of the most dangerous and lawless places you can go. There are 3,700 people locked up in a place that was only meant to hold 700 people. This shows that not having enough money and not having enough staff is also a problem. The number of guards to prisoners is 1:15,000, which makes it nearly impossible to keep order. The prison cells are taken over by gangs. It's a hellish prison where gangs of violent, bloodthirsty people run things. Number 2. Russia. Black Dolphin Prison. Russia is known for having a very harsh and cruel prison system. When it's known as one of the worst prisons in the world, you know it's close to being bad. Black Dolphin is close to the border with Kazakhstan, and it is where the toughest and most dangerous criminals in the country lie. Some of them are cannibals, pedophiles, and terrorists. When the prisoners arrive, their hands are tied behind their backs and they are blindfolded. This is a plan to stop these prisoners from making maps of the prison, which would make it harder for them to escape. Prisoners do everything in their cells, like eat, work out, and go to the bathroom. With all of these problems, prisoners will give up and lose all hope. They look like robots, but their hearts beat. They have learned to deal with it. Number 3. Rwanda. Gitarama Central Prison. You might have never been in a place as crowded as the prison cells in Gitarama. In a prison that can only hold 400 people, there are 7,000 people locked up together, so they can either stand up all day or huddle together when they can. The biggest problem in Gitarama is that there are never enough prison cells. In the 1990s, overcrowding problems got to be the worst they could be. Diseases and lack of air have killed a lot of prisoners. Some people had to have toes, legs, or feet cut off because they stood on dirty floors for so long. Number 4. North Korea. Camp 22. It is a prison for political prisoners. Camp 22 is not like a prison camp at all. It is cut off from the rest of the world, and prisoners stay there for the rest of their lives. The building is big and spread out over more than 87 square miles. It has electric fences and armed guards who watch over it. There are about 50,000 prisoners, and most of them are there because they spoke out against the government. Most of these prisoners will spend the rest of their lives in terrible conditions and be close to dying of hunger. All of the prisoners have to work, which means they have to do physical tasks with simple tools. Apart from this, prisoners are treated very badly. Number 5. Tbilisi, Georgia. Gldani Prison. It's common for prisoners to fight and attack each other, but in the Gldani prison, things are different. It's also one of the worst prisons in the world for a reason. Instead of keeping order and peace, the prison guards there torture, beat, and even rape the prisoners. These prisoners have no way to protect themselves, and their lives depend on what the jail guards decide. When a video of what was going on behind these prison walls was made public in 2012, everyone could see what was going on. On top of all these problems, Gldani prison has poor medical care, dirty conditions, and too many people. Number 6. Lima, Peru. San Juan de Lurigancho. The people who are locked up here spend their days playing with the newest technology, buying and selling drugs, and fighting cockfights. They even get visits from doctors and lawyers of their choice every once in a while. It's one of the worst prisons in South America because there aren't many guards to keep an eye on the 7,000 overcrowded prisoners. The prison is only supposed to hold 2,500 people, but there are now 11,500 people locked up in its crumbling and dirty walls. Number 7. Malabo, Equatorial Guinea. Black Beach Prison. If you are one of the few people who are sent to Black Beach Prison, you should be ready for what's to come. Inmates have to deal with overcrowding, long-term illness, poor nutrition, brutal guards, and torture. There are also a lot of problems with rats. Now, if you knew you'd end up here if you stayed on the safe side of the lane, would you choose to stay there? That's a big, loud, and clear yes. Number 8. Kenya, Nairobi Prison. In 1911, the Nairobi prison was built. Back in the day, It was meant to hold at least 800 prisoners. Surprisingly, the facility was able to hold more than 4,000 prisoners without having to build more space. A BBC 12 report says that 12 prisoners have to share a prison cage that was made for only 3 people. The facility's governor, David Mwania, says that the Nairobi prison is one of the most crowded prisons in Kenya. Not only that, but there is also a lot of disease, systemic abuse, and violence in the area. If this isn't one of the worst prisons in the world, then we don't know what is. Number 9. Russia. Budyaka Prison. The Tverskoy district has a place called the Budyaka Prison. It is in the center of Moscow. And during the Soviet era, many political prisoners lived there. Russia is not known for being kind to criminals, and this prison is the best example of that. It's an understatement to say that there are too many people in a prison where a cell for 10 people holds 100 people. As you might expect, diseases like AIDS and tuberculosis are a big problem in the area. Number 10. Argentina. Mendoza Prison. Mendoza Prison is known for having horrible conditions, torturing people, and killing people. The facility has 1,600 inmates, but it was only built to hold 600 people. Amnesty International said that the conditions in the facility were wrong in 2005. They said that prisoners who haven't been sentenced or aren't tired yet might leave prison in a worse state than when they went. Even the prison guards are part of the problem because they are known for mistreating both the prisoners and their families. Number 11. California. San Quentin State Prison. This facility is known for how harsh and violent it is, and the most hardened criminals in California live there. Charles Manson, the leader of a dangerous cult and a criminal, and Surin, a Christian militant who killed the late Senator Robert F. Kennedy, both did their time here. Since it's California's oldest prison, it's slowly gotten a better name when it comes to riots between different races and corruption. Still, there is no doubt that it is one of the worst prisons in the world. Thanks for watching this video. We are going to create more video like this, and please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel and stay tuned. We will be back with more videos.